Hey, good morning, guys. Just want to do a video number two about how to go about scanning for stocks. So in the previous video, I showed you about how to use MarketSmith to find the top 20 industry groups and take a look at the stocks which have a volume over 100,000 shares and having an accumulation distribution of an A and B, which is moderate buying and heavy buying. So we made the list, right? And now what we have to do is transport it into, this is a Thinkorswim platform. This is a demo platform that I have. I purely use it just for charting purposes. So the way you really do it is you go create watch list over here, and I will name it as Market Smith. So I've already on my Google Chrome, just pull this up. Just loading up the video over there. So I've already narrowed it down to 207 stocks on here based on their criteria. So I'll just copy this, right, and go back to the Thinkorswim and do import paste symbols from the clipboard and hit OK. And boom, you have all the 207 stocks that we came in over here. You hit save and everything is on here. Now, in terms of the trading, right? I've already arranged it based on the up and down, the change. So now I have two screens on here. One is, of course, a weekly chart, which is a 1 year weekly chart. Then I have a daily chart on here, which is a 6 month daily chart. Now, if you notice, this is too much on this side, right? So I want to take a look at to bring these candles a bit on this side so I can see a better, clearer picture. So I just go to Style, you go to Settings, and you go to Equities. Sorry about that. Do Price Axis, and you can just do 5. So right, then you hit Apply. This is expansion rate. That's not what we need to do. What we need to do is time axis. It means how many bars you want to do the right, so it gives you a better picture. So hit 5, apply, okay, boom, that's done. Same thing, you can do it over here. You do style, settings. So for scanning, I like to use Thinkorswim. Super easy to use. Go to time axis, and again, I want 5 bars to the right. And just the moving averages, I have a 10-day moving average and a 20-day moving average. So in terms of how to do it, you just go to styles, go back to settings. Sorry about that. You just go to studies over here, and then you can edit studies, right? I have a 10-day moving average and a 20-day EMA on both the daily and as well as the weekly chart. So now I have the list of stocks. So if you look at the ETHN, yesterday was actually, last week was a good one, right? It went through this down and now it went up. So it was a good time to actually buy it. So we want to quickly go through this list and take a look at if there's any name that you can potentially trade, right? So we want to have a clear base and some kind of a movement. So Kieran, this is a weekly chart and this is a daily chart. So the weekly is for direction, and daily is really to understand where exactly is the lowest, I would say lowest, in terms of the easy entry to get in, right? So overall, this MTD, it looks like after this up move from 460 to 606 odd, now it looks like it's trying to break out of this consolidation phase, right? So what I'll do is just create an edit. You just create a new watch list and name it as Market Smith Shortlist, and then save it. And so while I'm going through the list, I can quickly make a short list over here. So it doesn't really take me a lot of time, right? If you take on the weekly chart, you can take a look at after a nice up move, there's a nice consolidation over here. Chances are if it goes over to this, somewhere around the 66 total level, right? It might have a kind of a breakout over here. So I'll put a list over here, put in light. So I can quickly take a look at the weekly chart for direction and the daily chart for execution, right? So SRPT already made this up move over here. Is it going to have another move? We don't really know. But in terms of levels, there is a lot of levels that, so I can put an SRPT on here as well, right? It might want to do a bit of consolidation maybe next week, and then before making the move. Because if you look on the top side, there's really no resistance over here, right? So there's SRPT, LGND. There's nothing to do over here. NDRM has already made his move, right? Side up move, consolidation, and then it broke out over this $32 level, right? Then next you look at Sage. So Sage, I've already drawn these lines over here, right? So after this move, it had a nice pullback. So maybe next week you want to take a look at what's going on Sage, right? Somewhere around with a nice defined area of about 85.30, 85.50 region, and put a stop underneath whichever candle is trying to break out. So that one might be a good idea. So you just put in Sage. Next we look at Baidu. Baidu looks like it's coming out of this consolidation on here. So Baidu, that's great. PetSmart, still consolidating. I mean, maybe it can make one more move over here. So ALNI, BIB, Erie. Right, so Erie looks like a decent stock too. I mean, it looks like one of the names where it can actually go over this 59.50 level. Daily chart's a bit sloppy on here though. Celgene is a stock which I already have a position on it. Over this 135 level, I have stock position on it. You can go through my Twitter feed and we can discuss a bit more. Next week it does have earnings, so I have position in it. We'll see how it goes, but in terms of the weekly chart, it looks pretty strong on here. GLPG, nothing on here to do. CLVS, nothing to do. Pulse, nothing to do. So we can quickly go through these names, right? A nice move up, right? Nice move up, pull back to the 10-day moving average. Now a nice $4 move on here. So let's see if there's anything else that we can come across over here. So usually if I go through the charts, it wouldn't take me too long to actually go through this list. It's a fairly quick process, right? Let's quickly go through and see what is the name I want to trade next week. GSC, Juno. Right. So Juno looks like for the first time actually the 10-day cross with the 20 moving average, had a nice up move, had a nice consolidation. So if you look at this drawing tools, right? So this is a nice consolidation out here. So maybe if it breaks through this $30 level, maybe you can make a quick pop to 32.50, right? You can see this move over here as well. So I'll put Juno on watch as well over here. So where did we end? We ended Juno. There's nothing to do over here. Nothing to do over here. This IONS actually looks okay, right? I mean, in terms of the breakout, looks like it just broke out last week. Just change this drawing tools, right? It broke out last week. Daily doesn't look too great. Maybe a bit more consolidation before it goes to 60, but weekly looks great. So I'll put IONS. It is in a biotech space. MTH, RXTX, BIVV. So BIVV had a nice up move. It always consolidates, comes back to the. So this is more of a pullback name, right? You don't really. If you take a look at this name, whenever it breaks out, it doesn't really break out too clean. But if you look on the pullback, the nice pullbacks it has. This name is more to be bought on the pullback, right? So it comes back, kind of bounces off over here, and now again, this looks like this scenario might be somewhere over here, right? When it's trying to break out to new highs. Trying to here. So somewhere around the $63 level. Right. So next week, I will see if I can get some position in it. Because it does look really nice. So he's gonna have some kind of follow through on here. The next one is stamp. So now nothing to do. CYOU. Guild. So Guild would have been a good play, right? I mean, up move comes back, and now it had this big move last week, right? That's what we like to see. STRP. Let's see what else can we get. ABCO, CUTR. So when I try to do any kind of analysis, right, I'm not really looking for any kind of fundamentals. I mean, we already did when we did the Marcus Smith Industry Group, the top 20 ones, all those fundamentals is already built into it. It's based on the 6-month price performance, right? So it's already built into it. So I don't really want to go out if as long as market participants are showing their hands that they want to get involved in the name. I'm more than happy to go ahead and get in the name as well. Okay, Monster, LVS. So you can see this LVS made a nice move up here, nice orderly consolidation. Now this looks like the name can go over the $63 level, right? So if it breaks the $60 level, chances are it can start to trend a bit higher. So I'll put LVS on here as well. Bring this up. So this is how I actually go about making the watch list. So that's how you guys can do it as well. Any questions, hit me up. Give me a like and subscribe if you like the video. And do follow me on Twitter at WatchlistStock or email me at swatchlist@gmail.com. Have a good one.